Hey, what's up, y'all? It's popping. It's D. About to react to this video about Hip Hop Madness. This is the worst criminal in hip hop history. Arab. Arab. I don't know. It's a hyphen randomly in between. Anyway, let's see why he's the worst criminal in hip hop history. I remember a rapper called Arab. Is this the same person? I don't know. Anyway, let's watch.
This video is brought to you by The Rich Wallet. Stay tuned to find out more.
OBH Records, King Ab. I got my own record company. I signed myself. Check this out. There's $500,000 on the table, man. This is $500,000 on the table. I don't have no boss. I've never had a boss in my life. And listen, y'all know who he is. The notorious Skinny Me. And guess what? That's what I like about Skinny Me music, man. Skinny Me is going through a situation, and guess what? It's going to be in a song. He's going to make a song about it the same day. So I know that's why I feel so much. I know it. When he said I killed the and I did that, I seen him do it. When he said somebody trying to drop on me, not rushing me for the man. And I seen him do it. I know he did it for a fact. I went to war with...
Why are you snitching on yourself on camera? Niggas are so dumb. Just do your crime in, you know, in the privacy of your own home or city or whatever the case. Why are you telling everybody that you doing crimes and showing us? Not only are you telling us, you showing us.
The most dangerous people in my neighborhood. I went to their block, and we came to their block, and there was 6 of us. We was going to murder everybody on the corner.
Right.
I didn't know one of my friends was on the corner, and we fired on the corner. And guess who's on the corner? One of my friends. Turn the camera that way. No Breeze Brothers was on that corner.
Facts.
What happened, No Breeze Brothers?
Man, just let that shit fly. Since its inception, the line between what's real and what's fake in hip-hop has always been blurry. Often, rappers will conjure up tales from a treacherous past to illustrate not just how far they've come, but every potential hazard they had to avoid on the come-up. And depending on if you're an older rapper like Jay-Z or a younger artist such as 21 Savage, these stories can vary wildly. But no matter the case, the general perception is that anything you talk about in your raps happened in the past. Because if you were still actively partaking in illegal activity, it'd be pretty dumb to alert the cops. Particularly when your life as a rapper means that there's more eyeballs on you than ever before, right? Well, while this is common sense to most, there's a subset of hip-hop where keeping it real goes wrong. Very wrong. And in recent years, far too many rappers have been a little too honest on their tracks. In essence, making them hip-hop's dumbest criminals. And while one man stands above all as hip-hop's dumbest criminal, let's first touch on some others who found themselves jammed up due to their own lack of foresight. Although you could argue that it might have been chalked up to youthful naivety, there's no denying that Tay-K did himself no favors before he was captured. After being placed on house arrest over a robbery gone wrong that saw a man lose his life, Tay-K decided to go on the run and release one of hip-hop's hardest tracks, all while cutting off his electronic ankle tag. And as he put it on The Race, I was trying to beat a case, but I didn't beat that case. I did The Race, featuring other incriminating lyrics such as, we was plotting, y'all was trying to get the packing, you get robbed for a fraction. Tay-K only made matters worse when he tweeted, this house arrest 12, they gonna have to catch me on hood. He was eventually tracked down in New Jersey after a prolonged period on the run. It was soon revealed that he killed another man while evading cops, and after excerpts from The Race were used as evidence, he was given 55 years in prison. Another artist who self-snitched while actively doing dirt on the streets was YNW Melly. With hits such as Murder on My Mind and Mixed Personalities alongside Kanye West, it was Murder on My Mind which recounted the story of killing a former friend in cold blood that would seal his future. A year on from its release, Melly and a friend staged a drive-by shooting of their 2 friends and fellow YNW members, with the belief being that Melly was the man behind the trigger. As if that wasn't enough, he didn't exactly move without a trace. The attempted cover up was covered with his own fingerprints.
It looked like that YNW Melly might be cooked. They said that Melly's phone pinpointed him to around the area where the vehicle was traveling when they so-called got shot up. The ballistics of the quote-unquote shooting show that all the shots came from Melly's position in the car. They have surveillance footage basically showing Melly getting to that car in that same position. They also have the ballistics from the quote-unquote drive-by.
With a case that's strengthened by over 60 pages of DNA evidence, all signs suggested that Melly is looking at life imprisonment at least, if not the death sentence. Although by no means the hardest criminal by nature, Tekashi 6ix9ine qualifies, and that he ostensibly talked us were being tapped. Combined with his lyrics, the feds built a robust case, and Bobby found himself serving a 7-year bid. But where Tekashi was vilified, Bobby kept it honorable and thus kept his credibility. In fact, he cemented himself in the culture's good graces when he took a plea deal which entitled Rowdy Rebel to release early. I did it for Rowdy. They offered me 5 and offered Rowdy 12, Bobby said in an interview. They said the only way they'll give him 7 is if I took 7 too. So, I had to take one for the dogs. In the ranks of hip-hop's most loose-lipped artists, it doesn't get much worse than Rollo. Hailing from ATL and affiliated with Gucci Mane's 1017, Rollo's appearance on Vlad TV saw him talk about his involvement in the drug business.
I was the biggest drug dealer in the Bluff for a long period of time. I had the Bluff and I had Simpson. I had the best quality drugs, and I also had large quantity for a lower price.
Wow,
so I was
outbeating
all my competition around the way.
Wow.
I had all my dudes. We just built this big empire.
Wow.
A drug empire.
Wow.
When you come from the era, you don't feel like nothing wrong with it. The things that I do when I shot people or when I shoot people, I ain't feel like it was a bad thing to do because that's what we did all our life.
Trapped behind bars for the foreseeable future, Rollo has committed to never turn informant. But for all intents and purposes, he arguably took the stand against himself. But if Rollo worsened his own predicament, the man that's being awarded the honors of hip-hop's dumbest criminal of all time has got to go to AR-Ab. In every aspect of today's society, things evolve. So why should the way you carry your cash, carbon fiber, full of holding up to 1,000 5-star, promise you that you'll never look back? With that said, let's get back to the video. Hailing from the notorious streets of North Philly, there was a time when AR-Ab looked like he had a real shot of making it. A former battle rapper who aligned himself with Cassidy's larceny family, AR-Ab released a slew of critically acclaimed mixtapes and was tipped for a major label deal. A man who oversaw his own indie label OBH, AR was renowned for his authenticity, as when it came to Philly's illicit world, he was basically a crime kingpin. Nevertheless, AR got enough credibility in buzz and rap that he almost signed to Cash Money. And at the height of his visibility, he was referenced during Drake's beef with Meek Mill with Drizzy spitting, "I drove here in a Wraith playing AR-Ab" on back-to-back. Soon, AR went from being the hot local rapper to an artist with some serious credence in the game.
Like, did that kind of change people's perception of you?
Yeah. Everybody kind of take me serious now. Yeah, a lot of people know my street reputation. Their whole thought process of me is Ab don't really rap. Just out here running around with guns and acting crazy. When Drake mentioned my name, it opened up a lot of ears who didn't know who I was, or people who knew who I was. Now they say, you know what, let me listen to his music.
Although loosely affiliated and given what Baby referred to as the green light, AR-Ab and other members of his crew such as Dark Low never acquired a deal with Cash Money. And as Dark Low explained, they couldn't let go of the street life that had already made them a fortune.
Everybody thought we were signed. As far as I know, it was never no deal involved. It was just, Stunner was like, I put you out, I want to show you some love. I want to just stand next to you. It was just about being around some real, genuine stuff.
With Dark Low saying that Drake was actually scared of AR-Ab, it seemed like he'd always struggled to really crack the mainstream. But whether fear came into it or not is actually up for debate, as in many ways, it seemed like if you were around AR-Ab, then his tendency to shoot his mouth off about everything he'd done in the streets could make you guilty just by association.
I made a lot of money. Not like drug lord, big meat money. I made hundreds of thousands of dollars on the street. I got little cousins and little brother who was already just shooting people. We had a rap group of like 4 or 5 artists, man. 2 of them in jail for murder right now. 2 different murders right now. And these happen to be the same guys I was with when me and Cassie got locked up for the murder. So these is my rap group people. It got that nasty in the streets.
Where they often say that real G's move in silence, AR-Ab basically carried around a megaphone for self-snitching. As we see in the next clip, AR-Ab was so brazen with his criminal enterprise that he even outlined his plans for taking over a rival block.
You got like from 20th Street all the way to Broad Street. It's an epidemic. We might take a block on the other side of Broad Street. I might do some work out there. We on 20th Street. I'm thinking about going to 10th Street. Nobody gonna do nothing about it anyway once we get over there.
By 2018, AR-Ab's past and present caught up with him when he, along with his crew, were indicted for his central role in a major drug trafficking operation. In 2021, he received a sentence of 45 years, meaning that at the age of 38 years old, he'll be in his 80s before he's a free man again. Meanwhile, Skinny Me was recently hit with a life sentence of his own, and Dark Low is serving 7.5 years. As for AR-Ab's lengthy jail term, lawyer Mo Ganga believes that even that could have been avoided if he had just stopped doing interviews.
What happened at AR-Ab's sentencing was a tragedy. The judge, before he announces the sentence, says,
the messy lawyer
"Young man, you've
that was
been
on tour
sitting in my courtroom listening to the statements of the victims, listening to the prosecutor discuss your crimes, and the entire time you've had your hands folded like this. You don't look contrite. You don't look like you respect this process. I have the ability here today to give you a range of sentences. It could be anywhere from here to 45. And what I'm going to do, based on your behavior here today, I'm giving you the max. And if I was AR's lawyer, I got to be in tune with my client. I got to, before he goes in there, let him know that, bro, keeping it real goes wrong. You think you're going to go in there, you're going to stand tall. They won't break you if you act contrite. They'll break you if they give you another 20 years.
Although AR Epps' story didn't pan out well for him, it did represent a turning point for cultural awareness of how to act when the cameras are on. And if there's any positive legacy that can be extracted from this lack of secrecy, it's that it has enforced a wariness around certain platforms. During an interview on Black TV, the very channel on which AR did so much for self-incrimination, Sue Surf did all but name AR Epps' name while speaking of the dangers of doing interviews and discussing street activity.
Might hold you up to a high standard. You got a couple indicted. You're a dater, but you wouldn't say I got anybody indicted, but you finished. Some of my peers aren't fast enough or aren't intelligent enough to know when it's bait being swung their way.
If the police ever try to seize any sort of footage, I would deny it. I would fight it.
It's already...
Go straight to YouTube.
Exactly. What are you talking about?
The tendency for rappers to self-snitch is unfortunately still prevalent in hip-hop today.
You literally posted on a public platform. What are you talking about? That don't need to go to you for anything. You put the most incriminating parts on YouTube for us to see. For views and money, even though you know, damn, this nigga snitching on himself, he about to go to jail. But anyway, these views though, that ain't shit. But also, these people are very, very stupid. Why are you snitching on yourself? But I feel like that also has to do with ego and you feeling like you're invincible and like, oh, ain't nobody gonna do shit. I'm good. They ain't got nothing on me. They ain't got no evidence. You gave them the evidence, dummy. I don't understand this. This is stupid. I was definitely saying his name wrong. But I have seen this name before. I just didn't know how to pronounce it. But I can't think of any song. Maybe I heard something. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. But we ain't getting no more new music. This nigga gonna be 80 when he get out. That's wild. Y'all let me know what y'all think, though. Let me know what other videos you want to watch. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.